So Forest are back in the Europa League this week and will take on Sturm Graz away from home. But do we need to rotate or should we roll the dice and just play to win? Welcome to the preview. Hi guys, hope you're doing well and welcome to the video. And coming up on today's video, I'm going to talk you through the update on the Forest injuries. I'll talk you through Sturm Graz, the very limited information I know on them. And we'll talk about the team selection as always and how Forest can win this game. So if you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed as well if you are new here. If you want to check out the merch store and grab this, speaking of European glory, this Cluffy t-shirt. I hope anybody's not stupid enough to write us off. You can scan that QR code there or click on the link that's pinned in the comments. Right. I'm not trying to do a Sean Dyche impression. I promise you guys, my voice is gone. So I'm going to try and plug through this video. So let's just jump straight into it. So, Sturm Graz, what can I tell you guys about them? Well, not too much, but enough information maybe to get us by. So, they play in the Austrian league. G'day, mate. Not that Austria. They're fourth in the league currently. They're doing okay, but they are the defending champions. They've lost both their last two games. Now, there is context behind it. They lost to Rapid Vienna in their most recent game, who are second in the league behind Salzburg. And they lost to Wolfsberger as well the game before that. But before that, they'd won like 3 or 4 in a row. So they're about where they should be. In terms of the way they set up in a 4-3-1-2. They like to play compact. Counter-attacking football is kind of their ethos, their mentality of how they like to set up and build through the middle. And you got Keachvili, who is their main player. Their number 10 pulls the strings, got 4 goals for them in the league already, 6 in all competitions, and a few assists as well. I think he was Austrian League Player of the Year for the last 2 seasons. So he's one of the players that Forest will need to watch out for. Now, in terms of what they've done in Europa, it's not been as good. They've played 3 games, won 1, lost 2. They lost to Celtic, I think, in their last game. They also lost to Midtjylland, who we lost to. Yes, I know, let's not bring that one up. But they did beat Rangers 2-1. Now, beating Rangers wasn't that hard under their ex-manager. They're sitting bottom of the Europa League. And Sturm Graz themselves are sitting 27th, so not even in the qualifying positions. So, look. Should Forest be winning this? Of course they should. But do Forest let us down when we expect wins? Of course they do. Excuse me. So I take nothing for granted in this game whatsoever. Now, in terms of Forest, in terms of injuries, what do we know? Well, we know that Chris Wood is very close. Sean Dyche has said that Chris Wood should be pretty much available for the Leeds game. So I wouldn't expect him to be kind of given minutes in this game on Thursday. We don't know the latest on Douglas Luiz, but we know he walked off holding his left back of his left leg, which is his hamstring, which we know he's got chronic issues with, and therefore I don't expect to see Douglas Luiz. We also know Igor Jesus is suspended, so Igor Jesus will probably, well, he can't play on that. Those of you saying, right, maybe it's time for Taiwo to get a run in and what have you, well, Taiwo isn't in the squad, so he won't be able to play either. So there's a lot of ifs, buts, and maybes on what we should do. On top of that, a lot of you guys are saying, let's rest some players. Leeds is the big game. Leeds is the important game. Surely a B squad could come out and beat Sturm Graz. I'm not quite there on that mindset. I don't think we've built up enough momentum to be kind of that chesty about what we can and can't do. So let's jump into the team sheet and let's kind of talk through the options here. Now, a quick reminder, Zinchenko can be selected now, but he's probably still injured. Cunha can't be selected and Hutchinson can't be selected as well. They weren't part of the squad. The other injuries we know about is Bakwa. Bakwa's still out, so I don't think we'll be seeing him for this game, unfortunately. So let's start with what we know. Jesus can't play. Now, just by process of elimination, the only strikers available would technically be Taiwo or Kalimuendo, but with Taiwo not eligible for this competition, you could say it could be Wood, but it's too risky. I think we finally get to see Kalimuendo, and this is an absolute perfect opportunity for him to show you guys why I think he is a very good number 9, and this could be his moment to shine. I hope. Now, Douglas Luiz is the other one we can scratch off. We know he's out injured, so he can come off. And I just got a feeling that Anderson will get dropped. Well, I say dropped, but rested. Anderson has played way too many games. I don't have a problem with Anderson being rested, fresh for the game against Leeds. So I think we'll see Anderson drop out. And we're going to see probably the midfield pairing of Ryan Yates and Sangare would be my guess. I don't think Dominguez is quite fit enough. He wasn't named on the bench against Manchester United at the weekend. Now, would I change the 2 wingers? The answer is yes. I would have gone Hutchinson and I will go McAtee. But with Hutchinson not available, I'm dropping Ndoye and I'm giving McAtee a run out on the right-hand side. He can play on the right or he can play in the 10. And the main reason I would do this is you could have a bit of versatility here in your choices. You could switch him into the 10 mid-game, get Gibbs White to go out on the right. I actually think one of Gibbs White's best games was when he played out on the right when we played, I think it was Betis. So you could have that interaction to keep things fresh, to keep the defenses confused, etc. And I think that might work well. And McAtee is not a bad player, even though he's played bad in the couple of games he's had at Forest. The defensive line I would keep as is. The only change that maybe you will see is Murillo being rested and maybe a Morato coming in. Remember, Cunha can't come in, otherwise he could have rested a Milenkovic or something. And then the main question that's probably on or starting to be discussed in the fan base is should Sales be dropped and Victor brought in? Because Gunn is injured, so it'd be a choice between him and Victor. I personally would do it. I think John Victor is good enough to play for Forest. I'm not saying he's better than Sales, but I'm also saying that if Sales, God forbid, were to get injured, are we just ready to chuck a John Victor in with only 1 game to his name against Swansea? I'm not quite there, and I think he should be given maybe this Europa League match against lesser opposition where he can just start to get comfortable with the Forest with the Forest team, etc. And then bring Sales back in for Leeds. Could it be risky? Yes, it could. Do I see it happening? No, I think Sales will play. I think that's probably going to be the team that we see this weekend. Probably not McAtee. I think for whatever reason, Dyche is seeing something in Ndoye that I haven't quite seen yet. Maybe you guys have seen it or not. I don't know. But do you agree with the team I've gone with? What changes would you make? Let me know yours in the comments down below. So how does this game play out? Well, with Sturm Graz ideally wanting to play counter-attacking football, they would like to see Forest have the majority of possession and control of the game, trying to push us up the pitch to create spaces in behind. But with Dyche liking the way he plays, I don't know, we might get it. We might get it. If you look back to the Porto match, I thought we were quite controlling of that game. We had a lot of the possession as well. European football does somewhat vary to the pace of the Premier League, and you may see Forest controlling this game. But we just have to be careful with that. We can't overcommit the defensive line. We've got to make sure we're watching out for their counters, etc. And we have to be careful on corners. Although Sturm Graz aren't exactly a Stoke FC style team, with corners being their routine thing, Forest are susceptible to corners. There's no denying that right now. We're back to where we were a couple of years ago. So Forest need to be careful of that. But if Forest play the way they should play, if the likes of Sangare and Yates can potentially control that midfield, or maybe you will see Anderson used for the first 60 minutes, then there's no reason why we can't win this game. There's no reason why someone like Kalimuendo can't score a couple of goals, do his confidence the world of good. Maybe Callum Hudson-Odoi gets on the score sheet. Gibbs White hopefully slowly getting back into form after scoring against his boyhood club, Manchester United. I think Forest should win this, and I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Forest. But do I say that with any chest? No, I can't say anything this season right now with chest. But we should be winning this. And if we win this, it makes the path into qualification for the Europa League so much smoother. With a couple of quote-unquote easy games to follow this one up, we win this one, we can turn our attention to the Premier League and really focus on that Leeds game. Because I do agree, that one is a must-win, irrespective of what Ant may say. So get your score predictions in the comments down below. Make sure to check out the merch store. Go grab yourself a beautiful Cluffy t-shirt or any other ones on there that tickle your fancy. The link is pinned in the comments. Please do hit the like button if you haven't already. Make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you tomorrow for the next video. Hopefully my voice won't be Dyche-like. Come on, you Reds.